Whenever we go back to the city, whenever we have to go back and do some business or whatever, your restaurant is where we go to all the time.
Oh, great.
And
Thanks.
your guys, one of the things, and I know you've been running restaurants for a long time as well, it bothers me to no end how bad service has gotten.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
everywhere.
Awful. It's
and
awful.
One of the things that you do wonderful at your place is the service is through the roof. Well, there was actually a place we went in Vegas. I took Mick out for his birthday in Vegas, and I spent about a week's pay on a nice birthday dinner. And my buddy Rocco, after that, I leave him a nice tip. My buddy Rocco was like, I want a beer, just bring a beer. They bring him a beer and the check. And it drove me out of my mind that they would give him the check for a beer after I just gave them like a $250 tip.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, it drove me.
It
ruined my night, right?
Yeah,
like I couldn't get over it.
No,
I
we go to
Ubered
Chazz's
home.
place and they bring us all a bunch of stuff on the house. Like they're like,
it's not even that. It's like they're just attentive. They're serving you.
Yeah, but they make you feel
professional.
like not like they're just trying to bang you out.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like they're trying to like we're doing something.
There's
here,
no
you know
worse
what I mean?
feeling than going to a nice place these days. I mean, the food is good, right? But if I wanted to cook good food, I can cook it at home. It's the experience, right? Like,
it's all the experience. People don't realize when you have a restaurant, like I said, right off 5th Ave, you do a 46th Street, 30 West 46th Street, excuse me. And it has to be great, the experience. From as soon as you walk in, the first person, you always have like a nice, I know it sounds a little sexist, but you want a pretty woman there. She goes, hello, welcome to Chazz Palminteri's. A smile on your face. It has to be. I mean, there's a lot of great restaurants all over the world.
Yep.
Why are you coming to my restaurant? Why? Yeah. It has to be the experience. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, because that's you want to feel like you're going there. This isn't a Tuesday and I'm hungry, right? It's like you're going there for something.
You're spending money, real money.
Yeah, and you want to have a good time. I mean, is this something you've been doing? What is it? 10 years now? You guys have had restaurants?
Oh, I think the first one was. It's going on like 14.
14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's more like they're like sports bars, Americana kind of thing. Yeah.
You still got to have good food, good service.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people go, you know what? I don't want to go there no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew this one place, great food, but the maitre d' was such a sourpuss.
Yeah.
And he always had like an attitude. You know what? I used to tell my wife, I don't want to go there.
It's the worst.
I got to see this guy's face. I don't want to see his face.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah. So I didn't go there no more.
But
I could barely make it through the airport. Everyone's talking like they're like this huge authority figure in the airports. You know what I mean? Like they're like
TSA.
Like I did something wrong. Like I did something wrong
is,
by just being here.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
TSA. Then even the flight attendants. They're not stewardesses.
Right.
Masseuses
but
or
they're
massage therapists.
They're also not air cops either, because I think they think they're air cops.
And they're not
air
cops. They're air twats for the most part. Like they're pretty fucking rude. Like you know what I mean? Like step. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
You almost want to check them, but I don't think they would like get it. I was like, hey, like I don't like the way you're talking at all. You know what I mean? They'd be like, bugger. You know what I mean? I don't think it would even land. Like I don't.
Because they're not humans.
Yeah, kind of. Well, I think they must just
humanity.
deal with like. So many like annoying, grumpy people.
Yeah, but
they do.
Hardens
They
them.
do. They do.
You know?
But I don't like when you have a job. Don't make your job bigger than what it is. Okay, you're checking people. All right, do that. But
you're just a stupid stewardess.
Oh, don't come on, man, stop. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
You're an air waitress.
Am I just getting older and grumpier, or do you feel like the employees, it's harder to find people that
oh my God,
no one wants to work.
I had a dishwasher come to my restaurant. This is how they're so in demand, these guys. Dishwasher came in, and my partner went up to me and says, yeah, he says, look, and he wanted more money than we told him he was going to get, and he said, before I work here, I have to see the machine. I was like, what? I have to check your dishwasher.
I'm only trained in Dyson.
Look down, buddy. You're looking at him.
I have to check the machine because if it's one of those older ones, it's too hard work, he said.
Oh.
Wow.
Dishwasher.
People are terrified of hard work now.
Terrified, man.
Like literally, like a machine does your job.
Yeah.
Like you should be.
He wanted the new ones.
Yeah.
Where it's easier for him.
Yeah. And the tipping culture too on top of it.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like
awful.
right over here.
Everything.
Royal
and
Palm
they
Plaza.
stare at you waiting for it. It's like you didn't do any. I checked myself out.
Would you explain this to me when you go to it's like a Starbucks or one of those restaurants or one of those things? You get your sandwich and it says tip. When they give you the machine, and it goes tip. What tip?
For taking the order.
Yeah.
You took
it's
the
like
order.
40%.
You did nothing.
It's like,
yeah.
Like,
And it starts at 22% now.
No,
like, what?
No, how about, and then it says, even at the end, it goes,
No.
well, are you willing to round it off?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Right, mhm.
I'm not the $1 billion company, Best Buy. You are.
Yo,
Donate your own
so
money. You don't
how
get my
about-
money as a tax write-off.
Wow.
How about any of these places where you have to do self-checkout?
Yes.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
still
Listen,
it. Like
if
you
I-
pick out a banana and they're like, tip.
Right.
Yeah. So when I do the self-checkout, I'm not trained in this. So if there are like some things end up in my cart, like or in my bag, and in my car accidentally that I didn't properly swipe, I feel like that's kind of on them.
Yeah.
How could you have possibly known?
I know. I was never
I
trained in the
swiped
swipe
once,
machines.
and
I
then
thought I heard it
picks
being.
up the rest of them. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Bill Burr does a great bit on that. He walks over to me and he goes, "Oh, I didn't know I was working today.
Yeah, what the hell?
Exactly.
Where's my apron?" Oh, he's great, man. Yeah, he's great.
And there's Royal Palm over here. I love all the stores in Royal Palm. The place is great, but they got like everything is pay to park over there now. Whatever, $7 park.
Right.
They have valet, and then the guy says, "Go in valet. Go ahead, park your car." And I'm like, "That's not valet. I'm parking the car." And the guy's like, "So it's $7. I'm not going to argue with the guy." And then he's like holding it, going back slowly, and is like, "Do you want to leave a tip?" I'm like, "To park my own car."
Right, yeah.
Well, this is how I make my money. Yeah, this is called a con. You're hustling.
I'd break your window if I was him.
Yeah.
I'd break your window, take a dump in there. Like I'd fuck your shit up.
He looks at me, man. Yeah, he looks at me like I'm the
No,
asshole.
he's
I'm
basically it's basically like mafia extortion. He's like, "Hey, you want your car when you get out to be in good condition."
I mean, that's I mean, today is tough.
It's
tough
too
today.
much because then they're like, the weaponized empathy has gotten too much. They've taken too many good people have been too good to too many bad people.
Yeah.
So now they think like this is just how life is. I bitch and I moan and then people take care of me, and I got to tell you, I'm all out of empathy. I'm out.
I'm done.
I'm out.
I'm done.
I don't
done.
think I'm. Nah. I don't know if I had much to begin with.
And don't get me wrong, I love to
glad
tip
you said
waiters.
that.
I love to tip waiters, waitresses. I love to tip.
Yep.
You want to take care of people,
They give me
but
good. You know, it's that $20 you want to give them extras.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger for them than it is for you.
Yep.
It matters who you are, obviously. But I go, boom, boom. But just give me, I don't want to just give it to you for no reason.
Yeah.
That's all.
I tell you what my uncle used to do. And he'll go into a place like yours, place we go all the time, right?
Right.
As soon as he walks in, he would duck the guy $50 as soon as
Yeah.
he walked in.
Yeah.
Knowing that he was going to tip it anyway, he was going to have a big meal, a couple Chateaubriands, whatever, right? Now,
I would never do that now.
well,
You'll never see your waiter again.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like,
Really?
okay. Yeah.
I'd hunt him down
He's
and be like,
like,
whoa, hey, what happened?
No, he's like, okay,
Right,
cool.
right.
I don't have to perform anymore.
yeah, that's
Really?
that's the
Yeah.
mindset problem that I'm sure you're experiencing, seeing people think of it that way.
Yeah,
Instead of
for
like
sure.
this dude just gave me 50, let me like hustle super hard. I want him to give me another 150 by the time this
Yeah.
is
My
over.
husband does
That's what
20% no matter what. Like, they could be the worst server on the planet. And
I do the same thing.
I'm so against that. I'm like, you're not teaching them anything. Like, what you did is reward bad behavior. So
Yeah.
she didn't
She's
come to
right.
the table. My food's cold. The order's wrong. Whatever the thing is, and she still gets 20%. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
How is she going to get better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
I'll give him the 20%, but like I sometimes I will say something. Like
So
just
what's the
be
difference
like
between...
but I if they're great, I'll give them like 30% or
Okay.
something more.
Y'all,
You know what I mean?
y'all are keeping this whole 20% thing with 14% inflation and everything? Or?
I do.
mean, because
Yeah.
I've been
the food's
just 'cause
more
I've been
expensive.
told.
The
Yeah.
service
margins
isn't
on
any
a
different.
restaurant
All right,
are
Mr.
already
Pink,
horrendous.
relax over here.
What about when it says gratuity included?
Oh, you got to keep your eyes open for
It
that.
says gratuity
Oh, that's a-
included.
And they don't
You tip
tell you.
over that?
That's
No.
a Miami
No, no, no.
hustle.
If- Unless
no,
it's
that's
great.
So that's like a loophole for
They
it.
don't tell
if
you
they
that.
say
Oh.
gratuities included, I'm like, that's gratuity then. It's done.
Yeah. There
You know
was
what I mean?
a
Yeah.
I was gonna give you more, but you guys picked.
there was
You know
an old Joshua Tree restaurant, the big bar over on 3rd Avenue in New York for a long time.
Yeah.
Got in a lot of trouble because all their Irish bartenders would just be telling people what their tab was, and people were paying it and then tipping on top of their tab, but they were never giving an itemized tab.
Yeah, I mean,
they were
that's-
putting gratuity on it. They were racking 40% tips every night for
Yeah.
a decade. And then
Where was
finally,
this?
At Joshua Tree in 3rd Ave.
Of course,
they
in
got
New York.
banged. Yeah, they got banged.
Of course.
Yeah. And then there would be like one person would be like, I need an itemized. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, we'll go get that for you
Yeah.
there. Fuck off. Like, yeah. There was they were like, oh, the printer's down. Every time
Right,
they needed,
right.
the printer's, I don't
I
know
mean,
what's
come
that.
on. It's a scam.
It's a scam, man. and I think I feel like that about almost everything these days. Like I'm like,
you do, dude. You're very cynical. We know it's 100 episodes. It's 100 episodes.
I used to sit down before your ass hit the seat on the table. There was water and there was bread on the table. Now they charge you for bread service. This world's gone to hell.
But the bread's better.
Get between him and his carbs, and all hell breaks loose.
I'm just saying.
I gotta admit, I had dinner with you a couple of times. You gotta watch those carbs, baby.
Right?
I mean, all kidding aside. I mean, this
school
man,
him.
This man could eat.
I've been trying to tell him.
I mean, not for nothing.
This is outrageous.
No.
I will not be told the truth to my face on my own podcast. This is ridiculous.
I mean, come on.
This
guy, he's got 3 assholes. Come on. Jesus Christ.